If they don't leave Britain, if they don't do something, which I know we will do anyway, because if not manage to go, then I don't see any reason why South should remain with the British. Yes. So Britain is realigning themselves with the South. So they are going to fail the North, and the North will not take it kindly with them, and they will disintegrate Nigeria. That is pure and simple. The only way that this can stop is for Britain to support the North, the imperialists to support the North in this election, and that is making Obi president, which they will never want to do.
Right.
Because Obi will definitely contest,
with or without any coalition is running.
He's going to be on this coalition, and he's going to be the presidential candidate for the North, and he's going to be one tenor. That's what he's going to sign with them.
How that plays out as usual. Okay.
Yes, mark my word.
All of us are
mark my word.
You have no idea.
Nigeria is going to end.
Yes, now there's something about that place that sometimes when somebody like yourself calls in, right, and they begin to talk or speak, there are those behind listening, right? That automatically can, like align with your line of thoughts. Do you get that now? And me, I get to read their comments and their reactions. So
there is no coming back for the. Yeah, there's no coming back for the North. Tinubu has already, fight them to the extent that they cannot come back.
Right.
No matter his diplomacy, no matter his negotiation, they're not going to come back.
Now they are doing the chest thumping right now. That
exactly. The only thing left for the North is to deal with the dichotomy between Christian, that's non-Christians and non-Muslims and the Christians, or rather Muslims and non-Muslims. That is the only thing that is keeping them. But if they are able to come through it, which the dude that can make them to succumb to it is El Rufai. That same El Rufai, very powerful guy. If he could get them to believe, they almost to believe that a Christian can become president of Nigeria and they will benefit. My dear, watch out, Peter Obi. The only thing he will be, saying this time around is that the North owns Nigeria economically, which is true, though, which is true. I don't know what's wrong with those Northerners. If they know what they are doing, they are supposed to be the heart beat of our economy, but they don't just want to work hard on it. Anyway,
because through them right now, their terrorists have managed to destroy Nigeria economy. So, and they are still the heart of the economy. You believe that? So, Baba, let me take just one more so that we can call it a night. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes,
you're
sir.
welcome.
God bless you. Right. Here is the last caller tonight. And for the last time again, I need to just remind us. And thank you to those of you who have responded. Let me see. Where is the offering at now? All right. I don't do well. And thank you. So we have managed to cross 600. That's fair. 600 out of 2,000. Can't be like saying a 30 over 700. But thank you. Here is Alaji Wahab. Baba.
Yeah, good evening, Maigun.
Salam alaikum, Alaji.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm just coming in for your section tonight because of prayer.
So you may need to kind of manage your time. You only have just about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna write up quick. I'm gonna write it up quick. It's a nice show tonight. I'm gonna watch it again because most of the time I'm in and out, go and pray, go come and listen to it. But first of all, I'm very happy today.
Sir.
Why? Today is one of my happiest day when we are talking about all this Nigerian problem.
Wow.
That they send Gumi back. Why? Because all those people that be saying Saudi Arabia, they want to Islamize Nigeria, UAE, it's not like that. All those things have come up now. If Gumi have anything to say about those people, he better come out and say it now. And some people like the Sultan of Sokoto, they should be watching their step too, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't like ugly. When I went to mosque today, this evening for Isha, the first thing I make sujood al shukran to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the tears in my eyes because I'm very happy of what happened to Gumi. That's one thing. Pertaining to your caller, the caller before this one and the last caller and the lady, let me just ask you, Nigerian, it doesn't matter. Nobody ate each other. We just have to adopt that we are going our separate way. The last caller is saying Obi, the Northerners should agree with Obi, even though everybody in Lagos State vote for Obi. That's what we do last time. And most of the people sit back home. As we know Baba Chicago from more than 30 years now, it's not going to go there to go and lose.
No.
What about if Obi win and they don't give it to Obi? You want to start war that time, right? Okay, bring it on. But we are not for Tinubu. We Lagosian, majority of Lagosian don't want Tinubu to exist at all. Not talking of his son to come become a governor. God, this is why I just want to ask you, any one of you that listening, tell the one that is not listening tonight, what will you do if they said, oh, Tinubu win again? Then what will you do? You will say you want to start your civil war. Bring it on. It's not like that. The best thing, everybody go back to their region. Nigeria is not working, it will never work. Shame to Gumi, shame to everybody that tarnish Islamic name in Nigeria. Shame. I was listening to the caller before this one. I feel so emotional. When you see people who kill an infant, call the woman, pregnant woman in Benin, like what you said, and bring the baby out and shouting Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tarnish your grave, the grave of your parents where they are. This is not Islamic. This have nothing to do with Islamic. Alhamdulillah, today I've already prayed my 5-star salah in the mosque because I didn't go to work today. Oh. So that's what we call Islamic. When they call Ayalat Salat, Ayalat Falat, you drop everything you're doing, you run to the mosque to go and pray. How many people can wake up? You know the time we pray Salah in London now? Fajr Salah is like 3:34. Right. It depends on where you live in. Right. How many people can wake up in Nigeria that you want to go and pray Salah in the morning in your local area? How many people? So that's what we are talking at. Islamic, what they are saying, you have nothing to do with Islam. These people have their Fulani agenda where they are. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring all of them to shame one by one, including Sodana of Sokoto, wherever he is. This is what Islamic is all about. I'm glad they sent me back. Thank you very much for your show, Maegun. I wish Obi good luck. If Obi is that so spectacular, he should go and gather his people to free Nnamdi Kanu and everybody go. But I know if you come to power, if we're going to free Nnamdi Kanu, that's the only person I know that could say I'm going to campaign for. And that's the person that can put everything to straight.
Let me say something. Thank God you said that, okay? For the sake of our viewers, all right? Let us not be so naive about that contraption, okay? If Peter Obi becomes a president of Nigeria, all right, he's never going to give any preferential whatever treatment. In fact, for him to continue to enjoy their supposed Arewa support, he will need to prove to them that anytime, any day, the Igbos will remain sacrificial lamb in Nigeria, and he needs to prove that. So, if anybody feels like Obi is going to come in and release Nnamdi Kanu, where these Shibuns or these guys are not what have you in the north, I think that person should think twice. Anyway, Alaji, I am going to call it tonight, okay? Oh, hang on.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for taking my call and everybody that listening.
Yes, sir.
Good night. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I can see that Charm want to probably call in and say something, but it is so late, Charm. But because of who you are, we can maybe spare a minute or two, no more than that.
I would have that.
Can you work with that?
Hello. Yeah, well, I'll be quick because you already even said something that resonates with me. To be honest, you know very well that I admire Peter Obi, right? I admire the things that he stands for. I admire the things that he hopes to achieve, right? But I cannot, everyone on this platform knows that I like Peter Obi, and I will challenge you anytime you try to, smear him without. exactly, without bringing the receipts, okay? But because of your show, because of the interaction I have on your show, and I've listened to your show, I'm also exposed to a lot of things now, right? I can't in good conscience support a Peter Obi presidency because the Nigeria that he's talking about is built on an injustice, and he has never talked about addressing that injustice. And you have highlighted it, you just said it just now, that in order for him to enjoy that presidency, to enjoy the whatever the
whatever
collaboration that his support is going to, the thing that they're giving to him, he has to continue to with this vision of a so-called one Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, this one Nigeria is built on fault lines. It's built on injustice. When I imagine, our fight for Biafra, which is a just fight, do you understand? Because when you even think about it, when you dig deep inside the whole movement for Biafra, it's actually a movement for the freedom of the African continent in general, for the black race, because I don't know if you know, if the Templars know that Congo, there are two Congos, right? In fact, I didn't know. Let me just say, I didn't know that there were two Congos.
They've got two.
Yes, I didn't know.
And then the normal Congo.
The normal Congo, but
that's what they describe them as anyway. Normal Congo. They are both Central Africa. Go on.
But they're both Central. They're both Congo. Now, those two countries, right, have the same what they call it, languages. They have the same culture. But guess what? Because of this so-called what lines that they drew in Africa, these two people, these two countries hate themselves.
I mean, we read the story. Remember we read the story of what do you call him again? Sankara, Thomas Sankara.
Yes, Thomas Sankara. Yes.
In part of that story, right? There's Congo. This and Congo Brazzaville, right? And they were divided by
Congo,
water.
Brazzaville.
So that other side
they were just divided by water.
This side is controlled by Belgium. And they were supposed to be the same country.
They're the same country, they're the same people, but because of this lines, and I see those lines, they're the same people. They're the same people who just drew a line and separated these people, and now these ones hate these ones. Whereas before, they don't hate each other. They're one people. The other day, you talked about Benin Republic, how they're building, how they, they're...
Same line drawn.
What did they do?
Today,
the same line drawn, but they drew...
in Togo, right?
Yoruba and Togo. No, those ones have created us to stop the smuggling of, what's it called? Of arms to their own country.
To stop the infiltration.
But prior to this colonization and the division of Africa, right? These are one people. You can even bet that your own ancestors know their own ancestors, and they're probably even related. But we can't know this because of these stupid lies that they've done for us. And those lies are the chains that these Western countries have put on us. So us fighting for Biafra is fighting for the removal of those chains, right? So that we can stop so that we can stop burying our slave name. Because if people don't know, Nigeria is a slave name. It's the slave name that they gave to us, right? And that's why we're behaving like mad people. Because as long as they change your destiny with a name, that's how you continue to behave. Until we remove those fault lines, until we start answering our real name, we will never have our own destiny. That is why I can't in good conscience continue to support Peter Obi, because he's not saying the things that he needs to say. Biafra needs to be free. Yoruba land needs to, and when I talk about...
And people will tell you, see, somebody, right? Somebody in the comments said, no, Peter Obi will free Nnamdi Kanu because he has done nothing wrong, as I say. That's the part of the naive people we are talking about, okay? They think all this politics is just what appear on the surface, all right? And therefore, it is always like a black and white, but it is not.
But it's not black and white. It has never been black and white.
Nnamdi Kanu is a political prisoner. Whatever Nnamdi Kanu is, whatever they held Nnamdi Kanu for, is the same reason they wanted to kill Sunday Igboho, that he had to run away to Benin Republic before he spent over a year in prison in Benin Republic. It's the same thing. So the same guys who felt like Igboho is not a real threat to this their business enterprise, work it out. Today Igboho is free, it's all over the place. Some of his bank account frozen have been returned back to him. But the same Nnamdi Kanu, who has committed nothing, who has done nothing wrong, demanding for the probity, the fairness, and all of that for his own people, is being locked up somewhere because they told them in the northern part of Nigeria that Nnamdi Kanu is more dangerous right? To the Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists killing them in the north. In fact, they told them that Nnamdi Kanu and everybody supporting him, right? If they achieve what they intend to achieve, it is going to be the end of northern Nigeria. So an average northerner can't tell you why he hates Nnamdi Kanu, but he's been told that his life depends on it. So then that takes us to takes us to those who are holding him. The person who kidnapped him is currently not in power, but still the one that took over. He has no ball to let him go. So it's going to cost him political mileage, and he doesn't want to risk that. Same thing goes for Peter Obi.
And the same thing goes for Peter Obi, and that's why I keep saying
do that. No,
he's not going to do it. If Nnamdi Kanu is not free today, and even if we're able to elect, if they're able to elect Peter Obi or something like that, they're not going to release Martin Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody will find a reason to hate Peter Obi because they say, "Oh, he's an Igbo man, what this and that and the other." But let us tell ourselves the truth.
Say, why didn't you all ask Buhari to release him? Why do you want to blame Obi for that? You see some of them, they will say, why didn't you ask Tinubu to release him? Why are you blaming Obi? Do you want Obi to not be Nigerians?
And that would be a fair argument because, again, we were all here. Buhari's time, he did not release anything.
The argument of him coming to release Nnamdi Kanu is a false narrative. We should never.
It's not going to happen because at the end of the day, they still want to hold on to the so-called contraption they call Nigeria until we tell ourselves the truth. Just like that young Hausa man has said, we need to separate. Even for our own good, not because we hate each other. We don't hate each other, but we need to. I feel that this contraption that they put together, the lines that they've drawn for us, has made us mad. They've made us a bit crazy. So to remove those lines, have our own countries, right? Then collaborate with each other. That gives us a new blueprint for a Pan-African society. At the end of the day, that's my own contribution.
You've done well. I mean, we were supposed to spend 2 minutes, even though I knew then that that's not going to happen. But I'm glad that we still managed to put all of that together there. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you, Mega.
Enjoy your evening, please. So I know here is Osita, who is also trying to get through, and I am just going to have to. I'm gonna. There's a saying then that it is better for you to do it and apologize than to miss not doing it. So that's why I'm going to apologize to Osita later. Osita, don't worry, we'll talk about this some other time. My time is far spent, far gone. I need to go. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Please don't forget this week, Friday in London is going to be the Remembrance Day, 30th of May, Biafra Heroes Day. It is the day to remember the people that Nigeria caused their death. Needless war that saw over 5 million Biafrans, right, killed by Nigeria and their associates. So you may have forgotten, their descendants have not. And of course, every year, every 30th of May is a Remembrance Day in Biafra land. And this year, in London, as they are going to hold it all over the world as well, okay? In London, we expect the Biafrans and the friends of Biafrans to also gather, right from the Parliament building straight to right from Downing Street straight to the Parliament building, or as it is scheduled. Make sure you're there. And to the rest of us, enjoy the rest of your evening or night. I will see you some other time, right? Until then, say good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayíǹde #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayíǹde #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary Ayíǹde #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Ayíǹde #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì number one.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì number one.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì number one.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì number one.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì number one.
àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún Diary Náíbì number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi